That's what my mother said, loudly, at the Thanksgiving table while passing pumpkin cheesecake to my sister's kids for second helpings. The entire room went silent. My son, Aiden, just stood there, holding a plate he had proudly helped set. He didn't argue, didn't cry, just whispered, "It's okay, Mom." I helped him into his coat, nodded to no one, and walked out. At 10:13 p.m., I got a text from my father. "Transfer the mortgage tomorrow. Don't be late." That's when I decided they were about to learn what it really meant to be cut off. Let me tell you something about humiliation. It wears a familiar face when it's family. My name's Camilla Parks, born and raised in Missoula, Montana, firstborn to Alina and Walter Parks, a pair of perfectionists who always wanted a son first and never hid that disappointment. I wasn't rebellious. I just learned early how to disappear. It kept the peace. After my divorce, I rebuilt my life without their help, bought a small house with my own money, raised Aiden alone. My father hated that I didn't crawl back. So he offered to wrap my mortgage into the family trust, a leash disguised as generosity. I said no. He never forgave me. My younger sister, Clarissa, is the crown jewel. Her kids can do no wrong. My brother Micah, the golden boy turned passive enabler. But Clarissa, she's their redemption story. Every time she enters a room, my mother lights up like she's seeing God. This Thanksgiving, Aiden and I arrived early. He had helped me make cranberry sauce from scratch, his favorite recipe. He handed it to my mom with both hands. She took it, said, "Oh, sweetie, that's nice," and shoved it behind her store-bought dish without even looking. At dinner, Clarissa's kids got first pick. My dad opened a $90 bottle of wine and poured a glass for Clarissa's 12-year-old. "She's mature," he said. Aiden asked about the mashed potatoes innocently. My mother smirked and said, "Some people don't need more starch." I felt the insult hit him. He looked down, didn't say another word. Then came dessert. My mom sliced cheesecake like it was gold. Clarissa's twins got firsts, then seconds. Aiden stood waiting, expectant. That's when my mother dropped the bomb. He didn't earn dessert. He still smiled, still whispered, "It's okay." That's what broke me. We left. The next day, I didn't argue about the mortgage transfer. I rewrote it, removed my father's name from the agreement, got legal advice, then started the process to split my share of the trust permanently. I didn't want their money. I wanted their grip off my throat. They didn't call, didn't ask how Aiden was. My mother posted Thanksgiving photos online, smiling, fake captions about family, love, and blessings. No mention of Aiden, no mention of us leaving. 2 days later, Aiden had a soccer game. My brother Micah came, as usual. After the game, he said, "Mom told everyone Aiden acted out, that she was teaching him respect." I just stared at him. Then he asked something no one ever had. "What do you want me to do?" Not what happened, not how can I help. Just action. I said, "Help me cut ties, for good." He didn't hesitate. That night, my mom texted a photo of Clarissa's kids holding cheesecake leftovers like trophies. The caption read, "Next time, maybe Aiden will earn a slice." I blocked her. Micah called our family attorney. We began the split. My dad caught wind and emailed the lawyer behind my back, calling me unstable and emotional. He said it would all blow over once she calms down. Micah forwarded the email. I read the line 3 times. "Camilla is unstable right now. Don't make irreversible decisions based on her emotions." He didn't say I was hurt. He said I was unstable. That's when I decided, if they wanted war, they were going to get it. Call to action. If this story already has you hooked, hit that like button and drop your city in the comments. Let's see how far this story travels. Micah and I discovered something else. 10 years ago, I helped fund the lake house remodel, their prized second home. They added my name temporarily to the deed. They forgot to take it off. Micah checked, I was still a partial co-owner. Guess what? They were about to rent the lake house for the summer, for tens of thousands a month, without asking, without cutting me in. I contacted the rental agency and blocked the lease. 2 days later, my mother called 6 times. The voicemail was venom. "You're sabotaging us. Aiden needs to learn humility. You're lucky we didn't say worse." There it was, no remorse, just entitlement. I forwarded it to Micah. He texted back, "We're done, officially." Micah came over the next day with all the Christmas presents our parents had left for his kids, still wrapped, still tagged. He dumped them on my living room floor and said, "If they can treat your son like a ghost, they don't get to spoil mine." We opened them together. My niece and nephew laughed with Aiden like nothing was wrong. One of the gifts was labeled to our perfect grandson. Aiden looked at me, I nodded. Go ahead. Inside was a high-end drone, state-of-the-art. Aiden's eyes lit up. Micah grinned. Guess it found the right grandson after all. Later that night, he told me our father had called him, panicked, asked if I was mentally sound, and if he thought I needed intervention. Micah said, I told him you were the most stable person in the family. Then I told him not to call me again. I stood in my kitchen, listening to wind roll in through the pine trees, and for the first time, I felt something solid inside me. A sense of calm I didn't know I'd missed. But it didn't last long, because our parents, they weren't done. Ryan's birthday came next, January 7th. For years, it was the only family event that felt genuine. No pageantry, no fake toasts, just pizza and sweatpants. But this year, Micah said he didn't want to celebrate. Too much drama, so I offered cupcakes, just us, no pressure. He said, perfect. But they had other plans. At 5:41 p.m., while driving with Aiden to Micah's house, I got a Facebook notification. A photo, the lake house strung up with lights. A big banner. Happy birthday, Micah. Tables loaded with food. Smiling faces. Captions like, surprising our amazing son. Couldn't let the day pass without celebrating the man who holds our family together. They tagged Micah. His wife. Their kids, not me. I called Micah. He answered on the first ring. What the hell is this? He didn't know. They hadn't told him, not his wife, not the kids. They just staged a party, posted it like he was part of it, and waited for the public praise. Micah snapped. We're going, he said. I blinked. Where? To the damn party. We're not crashing it, we're reclaiming it. We pulled up 20 minutes later. The place was packed. Relatives, neighbors, even people from church. The music was something safe, probably labeled family event on a Spotify playlist. Micah told the kids to stay in the car with a movie. Inside, people milled around like it was all real. Then Micah walked in. My mom saw us first, smile flickering like a candle about to die. Micah didn't wait. Why'd you lie to everyone? Why pretend this was my idea? She opened her mouth. Probably to say something flowery and useless. He cut her off. You don't get to use me for a redemption arc, because you burned your daughter and grandson. This ends now. My dad appeared in the doorway, arms crossed, staring like a statue that used to matter. Micah turned to the room. This wasn't my party, I didn't plan this, I wasn't even invited. People froze. He added, and if you think this family is whole, you're not paying attention. They lost their grip months ago. This is their denial tour. We left just like that. No yelling, no plates breaking, just a quiet, controlled exit. At 11:30 that night, my mom messaged me, You've ruined everything. You've turned Micah against us. I hope your bitterness was worth it. I didn't respond. Micah did, on the family group thread. If you ever speak to Camilla like that again, you're cut off. From us, from the trust, from the grandkids. That was your last chance to act like parents. You failed. She didn't respond. Neither did my father. But I knew what was coming next. They were going to go for the money. 3 days later, it came. An email from the trust administrator. Trust amendment complete. Micah had done it. The trust was split. My parents had no control over my share anymore. But the last clause hit hardest. Effective immediately, Walter and Alina Parks are removed from future disbursements. Micah hadn't just helped me leave. He had cut them off. No warnings, no backdoors, no more money. I called him. He answered on the second ring. They'll be at your door before sunset, he said. He was right. At 4:17 p.m. they showed up. Not on the porch, not at the door, on the sidewalk like they weren't sure if they still belonged. I opened the door, my mom smiled, soft and practiced. Can we talk? I said. About what? My dad finally said, family doesn't handle things through lawyers. I laughed. Says the man who used mortgages like puppet strings. My mom stepped forward. We'll apologize to Aiden, we'll admit we were wrong. I waited, nothing else. No sincerity, just a scripted plea. I said, we don't need your performance. You're not a legacy, you're a lesson. Then I shut the door. That night, my mom sent a 5-paragraph email titled, For the Sake of the Family. She wrote about forgiveness, how hurt she felt, how family should stick together. Claimed Micah was being led astray by me, said we were stealing their future. But the last line, You'll regret this when we're gone. I didn't reply. I forwarded it to Micah. 10 minutes later, he responded. Effective immediately. I've removed them from the contingency fund. They're out of the trust. Final distribution will be issued next quarter. And just like that, it was over. Not with shouting, not with some dramatic confrontation, just paperwork, final, silent, and real. A few days later, Micah invited us over. Nothing big. Just him, his wife, the kids, and us. Aiden helped make lemon bars, his favorite, and we brought them warm in a glass tray. When we got there, Micah was stringing lights in the backyard, lawn chairs already set in a circle. It wasn't a celebration. It was peace. During dinner, the kids built their own fort table out of pillows and blankets. No rules. Just giggles and crumbs. At one point, Micah raised his glass and said, "To choosing peace, even when it costs us blood." We all clinked glasses, even Aiden with his grape juice. After dinner, I sat outside with my tea, watching the kids draw chalk monsters on the driveway. I looked at Aiden, laughing, unburdened. And for the first time, I realized something. I wasn't waiting to be loved anymore. I wasn't chasing approval from people who only knew how to withhold it. They were the ones outside now, not us. A week passed, no emails, no voicemails, no third-party guilt trips through distant cousins or church ladies. Nothing. Aiden never asked about them, not once. We repainted the guest room. He got paint in his hair and didn't care. He started reading a new fantasy series Micah's daughter lent him, started running faster at soccer practice. And I stopped checking my phone for drama, stopped waiting for apologies, stopped hoping they'd change. One night, while the kids made up songs about their chalk monsters, Micah came out to sit beside me on the porch. He said, "You think they'll ever realize what they lost?" I said, "Does it matter?" He nodded, took a sip from his coffee mug and said, "No, it doesn't. Because the real revenge, it wasn't blocking their lake house lease. It wasn't splitting the trust or cutting off the cash. It wasn't even the party walkout. The real revenge was healing. It was building a family without them. It was not needing them anymore.